Hello and welcome to Fading Suns Thursday on the Ulysses International channel. I am JM the GM. If you have stumbled here tonight, welcome. With me tonight is a full table of the crew of the Oh Boii. We have with us, as always, Gemma, Val. I'm pointing as if you guys know where I'm pointing. I'm sure I should be like Gemma, Val, Jexa, Perpetua, and Captain Mars. But we also have Brother Thomas with us tonight, which is a deep pull from the dark recesses of the earliest days of the stream. So I'm sure that he is not here wearing a red shirt or brown pants. So when we last left off, the reason those are important is because, well, a lot of stuff went down. The last time we saw the captain and Gemma and Jexa, you guys had assaulted a camp at Hadrian's Wall, where Count Orlitan, and you didn't really get a good feel for who was there. There's a lot of people there assaulting this massive plateau out in the Blood Desert, where Gregor's father is sort of overseeing the restoration of this temple to the PanCreator and a shrine, a secret shrine, to Saint Beatrice. They went there because Gregor's stepmother, the former pirate queen, now delightful soon-to-be mother-in-law, Lucia, was kidnapped by people most foul. And they managed to rescue Lucia, and as they were flying off into the sunset, they heard a strange noise, and the back of the Oh Boi's cargo ramp will not completely close because the cameras show that Tag has made his way onto the ship. Meanwhile, I feel like I should have a different segue, but meanwhile, in the city, Val and Perpetua went after another member of Gregor's family who was kidnapped, Gregor. And tracking Gregor down to one of the shadier parts of the city, thanks to the help of one of Val's contacts, they found Gregor being beaten up, threatened, and poisoned by a mysterious assailant who had that same strange mark on her armor that Perpetua recognizes as the symbol of the cult of the abandoned, which she had just, one or two very minor run-ins with at some point. It definitely didn't cost the lives of everyone that she knew and loved. And it turns out that this kidnapper was none other than Alestra, the spy / undercover priest, not really sure how to describe her, turned murderous assassin for House Azat. And Val and Perpetua did not care at all about that, didn't care about the time that she spent with the crew of the Oh Boii, or any of that. They just know that that she stole their Gregor, and that fight ended with a grenade being put into the mouth of a dead Alestra and a tiny little pop to try to ensure that, unlike Tag, that was all that we would see of Alestra. Perpetua had a little bit of like a bout of fugue. It's fine. She definitely, didn't see crow feathers falling from thin air or something cold rushing into her body. If that would have happened, that would have been just terrifying. So, we are going to pick up with the crew of the Oh Boii as the sound and the roar of the Oh Boii operating in atmosphere is only heightened by the fact that you are not as aerodynamic as you would hope, because the cargo door is still open and being forced wider, and as you look at the camera from the inside, you see the cybernetic form of Tag.
So...
I always told you I'd rip this ship a new hole.
Since...
Meat grinder.
Gemma and Jexa were in the bay.
Yeah.
Jexa's plan, however many weeks ago now that it was to
It's not my
just kind of point her womp gun at point blank range and let the 2-meter area effective shock and slam push back and out and off.
You are welcome to give that a shot.
Thanks.
I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, I want it to,
Okay.
desperately.
I was gifted a weird point tonight, and I'm spending that.
In advance, wow.
So yeah, I am gonna go ahead and shoot him. 15. Ooh, and I got a 14. Okay.
Okay, how much do you want to spend to overcome?
He's got what, 10 body resistance?
It's like 8 or 10. Yeah.
I'll spend 10 to begin with.
All right. He will up his body resistance to 16.
Cool. Does anybody feel inspiring?
Sure.
Hand over to
Shoot
our
him
boy.
real good! And I'll give you 2 of my cookie with inspiring.
Cool, that makes it to 16.
Not technically sure. You
Does
can
that
do
work?
that in the middle of an action. Let me
I'm
look
pretty
at.
sure you can.
Let's double check.
I don't
it.
know.
Another
We have
character's
books.
I literally have it right here. I don't know why I'm not
Even when
looking
it's
at
not
it.
your turn in the initiative queue. You must be able to either see or hear you, although distance doesn't matter.
From your cast. All right. Then that works.
All right, back down to 0 VP, but I shoot him in the face.
All right. What is the?
It's 5 damage.
It's 5 damage. All
But
right.
the hope is that the impact of it right there causes him to let go.
It's nice to
Drop
hope
it.
for things, isn't it?
It's nice to hope for things. Oh boy.
I hate it when he says
Right.
that.
I actually need to see what stun does, because that's the. Is it shock?
Yes, shock and sleep.
All right. Shock relies on electrocution or system shock. Armors are typically shock-proof, which is hard. They do extra damage against non-shock-proof materials. If they take any damage from a shock attack, they are stunned. If the total damage exceeds their endurance, interesting. All right. Well, let me just see what stun does, because that maybe gets knocked all the way off. All right. So, to your great enjoyment, you watch Tag get hit and fall off the back.
Oh, good.
Calypso, close the door. Calypso, close the door.
I sit down.
It falls back out of the back of the ship and disappears from sight as the Oh Boii heads back into the city.
He like spidered it. Oh, he's just under the ship.
I mean, fine, if he is, he's not inside with
Yeah,
us.
as long as the door's closed, that's better.
What's the plan, ladies?
Well, we're flying to wherever Francisco.
I guess I'm closing the ship. I'm assuming I'm just in the cockpit since, you know, Gregor's not here.
Gregor's not there.
And-
Frank can't actually fly the ship.
Yeah.
So you want to try and meet
Well,
up.
we had a plan to meet up with Francisco somewhere along the wall. That was the goal, again, 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Perpetua and Val, you have a very unconscious and not doing so great Gregor, but he is no longer horribly poisoned.
And I think the last thing we had heard was from them yelling that Tag was trying to get into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get back on the comm and just like, okay, tell us where to meet you. We'll try to get there. Where are you going? We'll try to meet.
All right. Well, we will assume that. Francesco got you to the wall. That was his
Right.
job. So if you want to
Right.
try and meet up with him, it's probably going to be back in the city.
Oh,
You
I
got-
thought he was our way out of the wall.
No, he said he could get you into the wall. Your way out was Calypso.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were in the, so he got us into the camp, but he hasn't gotten us into the wall?
He can't get you into the wall just yet.
Okay.
If you want to try and contact him, you are more than willing, more than able to
I was
do
just
that.
trying to
No,
understand.
that's fine. If you guys want to contact him and see where he's at,
Okay. Did we have a point to aim for in the wall? Do you remember?
The entry point to the Petra-like exterior of the temple is where where Orlitan's forces are encamped.
Correct. We didn't want to go in guns blazing, correct?
I guess not.
Correct.
Can we go back to where we got in last time? Because wasn't that more hidden? It wasn't.
No, you went in through the main entrance last time.
Any good ideas?
We really just want to hide out for a few hours because the wall's about to be bombed, or is going to be bombed in less than 10 hours now. And so we just need to sit somewhere to regain our breath, see if any of our allies are able to show up.
Maybe get a recovery in,
Use a ride.
Yes.
a respite.
Yes. So do we just want to find a place along the wall to stash?
Yeah. Regrouping sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Because I don't think we want to go back to the villa.
No.
So, here's a question, JM.
Yes,
There's a ship on the roof.
there is a
if
ship
I
on the roof.
recall.
There is.
I know that flight is like one of the things that has an R next to it, I believe,
Mhm.
pilot. What happens if you don't have an ad in that? Can you just absolutely not fly?
That is correct.
Okay, so none of us can fly.
Isn't Gregor a pilot?
He's unconscious.
Do you have remedy?
I have 3 in remedy. I can try.
What do you have there, Perpetua?
Also a 3.
Who's got the higher
Wits.
Mine's a 6.
I think that means you.
It's down.
Okay, I can attempt a remedy roll on Gregor.
Go for it. Do you want to spend anything beforehand?
And do you have any kind of med kit? Because that gives you advantage or favor.
I don't have a med kit. I have 5 VP left, so I'll spend it to bring my target number up to 14.
All right. And do you want to spend your weird point?
Yeah. I'd really like to be able to fly away from this place before the cops show up.
Sure.
That's cocked. Hey, I got a 14 and my target number was 14 because of the VP I spent.
Critical success.
All right. So you get a weird point back, and he does. Gregor wakes up. What? Where? Wait.
We need
Alestra's
to
after
fly.
us.
Nope, she's dead. I blew her head off. We need to go.
What?
Fly. There's a ship on the roof. We need to go meet everybody. Can you fly? Because I cannot.
I can't walk, but if you get me in a seat, I can get us to where we're going.
Okay, Perpetua, do you want to try to give me a hand with dragging
Between
Gregor
the
to
two of
ship?
you can help Gregor get. And minutes later, Alestra's flitter kind of takes off, and you hear, "Oh, this is cool," and there's this weird hum, and everything kind of goes real quiet inside the
Oh, it's
flitter.
a stealth glider.
As you guys are looking for a place to, because your plan is to stay on the wall somewhere. As you are getting near there, you do get a comm that comes in.
Okay.
When you, it is a private church communication, but your passcodes go through, and as the screen sort of resolves, you see a man with long blonde hair, a beard that's been woven together, and that handle of that strange sword kind of coming over his shoulder. Gemma, I received your message. It is good to hear from you.
It is good to see you.
What is going on? Your message was cryptic, and I must say that I am intrigued.
We have reached a critical point in the preservation of the memory of the Lady of Light.
Yes, the convergence.
Yes. We are Which of the orbs is Lemminkainen?
Becca will probably find them in her notes before I do.
Well, I know
Power?
what the word is.
Power, I believe, wasn't it?
I think it's power.
Yes, Lemminkainen is power.
Yep.
It's the fourth one.
So forth. Well, is this a secure line or no? I'm assuming not.
Oh no, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. Then we are on
Slipping into
Lemminkainen.
Francesco.
What?
Slipping into Francesco, sorry.
We are at Lemminkainen.
Yes.
Forces are massing around the wall to seek to destroy what is contained within, and we could use any help that we could get preventing this.
I have taken my respite after the incidents and the conflict when we first met. And I believe that I can be of great service to you. I've also met someone else who was here at the cathedral who knew you. I will, if it is all right, I will bring him as well.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Where should we meet you?
I will send you the coordinates when we touch down.
Okay.
Also, Philosophia will be joining us, if you remember her from.
I do. I never forget a face.
Great. The more the merrier.
We will see how the PanCreator's web comes to fruition here. We will meet you there as soon as you send coordinates.
Thank you.
All right, so about 10 minutes later, you find a spot. I mean, remember, the wall is this massive ridge plateau that extends for dozens of miles in every direction. You are able to find a spot to land the ship. And within the next hour, Val and Perpetua just appear. Like, you guys see this, what seems to be a door opening in the middle of the plateau. And Val and Perpetua and Gregor come stumbling out.
How big is that ship?
We'll see if you can put it in your ship.
I got another ship.
Is it can fit?
No. Oh, it's too big. But I think that makes you an admiral. At least a commodore.
You have feet.
It stays.
And also, a small church transport, like little personal shuttle arrives, and Ercole and Brother Thomas emerge from the ship, and very quickly, all of you are kind of on the Oh Boii.
Is there a way for Perpetua and I to get our vitality and stats
Yes, if you
back
guys want
now?
to take a respite, you can now.
Yes, please.
So everybody, you get your surges back.
Okay.
You get 1 vitality back,
Oh,
and
so
you
I'm
need
still
to make
at 3.
you need to make a vigor plus endurance roll. Every victory point turns 2 to 1, or every 2 victory points turn into 1 vitality recovered.
Vigor plus endurance?
Mm-hmm. Versus a resistance of 0. So
Okay. So just whatever I roll,
yeah,
divide
it's
by
divided
2.
by 2, and that's how much vitality you recover.
How much
Okay.
vitality do you need?
Well, I'm at 17 of 28. And you said
You know
vigor
what?
plus
If
good
anyone
number,
wants to
so.
use remedy,
7.
they may do so at this point to help people get.
I'm at a 15 to start.
So that will only get you 7 back.
If anyone wants to make a remedy roll beforehand, you can make the recovery roll favorable.
I just spent a weird
You would?
point.
I would use
I'm
the
still
weird
at
one.
half
Get as
health,
high as you
but-
can.
That's better.
It's better.
Do I get my stats back?
15, so I'm at, I said
Uh,
I'm at 15
oh, from the
done.
poison, yes,
Yeah,
the states
okay.
will go away.
to get to 19.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm at full
And then you
health.
looked at me.
You're at full health. Okay.
So do I need to do the remedy roll first, is what you're saying?
Somebody else would have to do it for you.
Right, but I have a med kit, and a 6 in remedy, so I could help other people. So do I need
I
to
think
do that
everyone
first?
else is okay at this
Oh,
point.
okay. It's just me. It's just me.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't help. I've got my imaginary 3.
I'm gonna put that
But I have an
20
8
aside.
side.
So you said it's 2 to 1.
2 to 1, and you automatically get 1 for free. Like, just by taking the respite, you get a vitality.
I get 4 because I already put the 1 in.
Alright. So,
You were in timeout.
Gregor is sleeping. Like, he's had a very rough go at it. But Ercole will. So, what is our plan?
Wait, I'm sorry. Who is this Airho?
Ercole.
I know. It's one of those things where, like, we spent most of this respite, like, doing introductions. Like, Brother Thomas, it's been so long!
So you were dead by this point.
FYI, here's other people.
Miracle was the dude in the vision that summoned us to.
Ravenwatch.
Yeah, the guy.
Oh.
He was the guy. He was
Harmonia
the guy.
was dead.
Yes, he was the guy Harmonia met when they landed on the mountaintop.
How do you spell Aircole? How do you spell that?
ERKOL.
Oh,
Ercole.
is on our ship. I'm
Mhm.
just writing that on the ship.
He's BA.
He's B.A.
And he's got sweet hair.
Bachelor of Arts.
His-
And he
it
has
is-
sweet.
Sweet, sweet
Okay,
hair.
so and Brother Thomas is alive.
Yes.
Not the other brother. Not Father
Not
Bell.
Father Bell.
Father
no.
Bell is deceased. Brother Thomas, isn't he the one that we met like
Yep. Like
pre-screening?
Ravenwatch, right?
It was pre-stream. It was
Yeah,
like
pre-streaming.
the week before you guys started streaming.
Yeah, yeah.
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, tell us about
BC,
Brother
go ahead and
Thomas.
introduce yourself, buddy.
Well, reaching deep back into the memory. Brother Thomas joined you guys on the space station, which was Milan Station,
Yeah.
right? And helped with some of those initial, the initial fight and getting when the station was going to shit.
You were totally there with us.
Can I say that?
That's where you were. I remember
So
being quite
wait.
fond of Brother Thomas.
Did we put you on the Oh Boii when
No,
we left?
He got on his own.
He got it on his own. Okay.
He got it on his own church
I
shuttle.
just wanted to make sure the Calypso didn't need to be hiding. Okay, we're
No,
good.
no, Clips is probably fine.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
As you look at it, you're like, wait a second, how much death do I have in my ledger?
It's dripping.
Alright, so. What?
So he's also on the ship.
Oh yeah, please finish introducing your character.
Yeah, anyway, so I am a member of the Earth Orthodox faction of the church. And I am a Templar. So
Templar.
Yep. So basically, like a knight of the
Templar.
church.
Knight of Church.
He hasn't been put on steroids.
no.
Oh,
like
so you're
Gemma.
like so
He's like a
radical normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for summing that up. Fading Suns recaps brought to you by Lee.
She gets all the important stuff.
That's what matters.
I do need everyone to give me, I need everyone to give me an observe plus faith roll.
Good faith, you say.
Yes,
Faith?
it's actually one of the stats on your character sheet. I know I haven't asked you to roll like ever.
Is it? No.
No? Okay.
I win.
I am
Did you
also
crit?
successful.
I had a 2. No, 2. I need 8 would crit. 2 is what I got. At least on this
Okay.
level 3.
So this
character sheet.
is, you can't bank these, so
Oh.
whatever you roll, you put,
Guess I'm spending 2.
you got 2? Okay.
7.
Oh, why can't we bank these?
Because it's a special type of test.
Okay, I succeeded with
Well, I
a
failed
12.
that
Okay,
test.
12,
7.
2,
4.
4. Okay. I've got to do this all. So, Perpetual, what'd you get?
A 9, and it was a success.
Nice.
Surprising.
You kind of get the feeling.
Oh no.
You get the feeling, just like this weird like sense on the back of your neck, kind of
Just
shiver.
chills.
You are uncomfortable around Gemma and this guy Ercole. You don't know what it is. You are also like, it's weird, but when you look at Perpetua or Jexa, there's this almost like little blip of hostility that you can't place, and it goes away almost immediately.
Dueling demons.
You,
Me?
so that's
Oh, okay, great.
yeah. So Brother Thomas, you got the 4. Val, everything's okay. Don't worry about anything.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in a corner wishing I didn't feel awful.
You, every so often, out of the corner of your eyes, you catch little halos. You catch halos around Ericle's hands and around his head, and you see the same thing around Gemma's hands and her head, like little shining auras of golden light that, like, when you try and look at them, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Perpetua, you got a 9.
I got a 7.
And you got a 7. Okay, so the two of you, one, you get an intense hostile feeling whenever Calypso says something, it is like nails on a chalkboard for you.
Okay.
You both
settle
kind
that.
of like, you get that bile, that gorge rising when you look at the captain. It's really they're like, you don't know why, but like there's something about Calypso that just does not sit well with you. You two are wildly uncomfortable around Ericole and Gemma. Like you can, it almost feels as if, you know how when you're really hot, like temperature wise, and someone else kind of comes near you and you can feel the heat radiating off them and it kind of makes your stomach upset? That's the feeling you get around these two.
Cool.
You, with a 12, to your eyes, Ericole has this you can actually see the light of his soul's mirror kind of expressing its way out of him. You also, Perpetua, Jexa, and Calypso, to your eyes, out of the corner of your eye, they always seem to be, like the shadows seem to kind of cling to them and cleave to them in unnatural ways. It's not a problem, Evan. We'll remind you that Father Bell's dead like 2 or 3 more times tonight if that helps. Good to see you, buddy.
The little things. Okay. Well, if I'm not uncomfortable around Perpetua or Val or Brother Thomas, like that's definitely the end of the mess hall that I'm sitting at.
Okay.
At some point, can I actually powwow with Brother Thomas and Ericole?
Sure. Like now, or do you want to do like before or after the "What are we doing" meeting? You got about like 8. Like these can take place while you guys are taking your
Kind
rest.
of before, because I think we might need to address some things before.
All right. So it sounds like Brother Thomas, Ericole, and Gemma are having a powwow. What are the rest of you doing? We'll kind of break up into smaller groups,
We'll
little
call it a
focus
prayer
groups,
meeting.
and we'll.
Call
And
it
then
a prayer
Calypso
meeting.
won't come near it.
You're not wrong. I mean, yeah, she did say that close to like,
Okay.
So what's the plan? What do you guys want to do while you're
Calypso
resting?
wants to sit with Val, but if,
With Val? You can sit with Val.
yeah,
Hey, Captain.
we're of the same cloth.
It's true.
All right. So
Doesn't
Calypso
make
and
it
Val are
easy.
having a
Thought we
moment.
were of the cloth.
Yeah, our
Perpetua.
cloth is leather.
It's whatever that. It's
Leather
whatever
and
the stuff
bullets.
in the Matrix was made of. Perpetua, what are you doing during this time?
I assume that they've brought me up to speed on what's been going on for them.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about the fact that they just kind of blew tag off the ship, and we don't really know what's going on there.
Yep.
It's fine, everything's fine.
That's what happened.
No, I understand. Needs must. There was an emergency, and we had to go figure something else out. So wait, what's our plan though now? Like we're going to the wall?
You're on the wall. I think the plan is to try and get into the temple of the PanCreator.
Feels ominous. Okay.
Yeah. If I may, Perpetua, you have access to the maps of the Library of St. Paulus.
Correct.
If you want to spend some time accessing them, they are the ones who did the initial recon on this planet. They may have another way in.
Spectacular. I'd like to find a way into the wall.
All right, give me a Wits plus survival roll, and remember.
Is this happening inside of her head?
Yes. And don't forget, these are favorable tests for you.
I
because of
can
your-
narrate out loud if you'd like to hear, Jexa.
I mean, I was going to, like, I can mess with computers and stuff if you needed help with that, but if it's all inside your head, well, I'm not touching that.
Fair enough.
Because you've had such great luck
All right,
with
so-
think machines inside your head.
My think machine is just fine.
Yeah, she's great.
Sure she
I'll be
is.
right back to you, Lily. What are you doing, Jexa?
I guess kind of sitting next to Perpetua, tinkering with something, as I have been relaxing. So you're just messing with something from underneath my bed. One of my tools, my toys.
Okay, just
She's
Yeah.
making herself a flamethrower.
right.
I mean, yeah, if I can like figure out how to make a flamethrower that I could attach to Gemma's armor, that would, but like, so kind of working on that.
Give me a tech redemption roll, and I will come back to you in a second. All right, so you have sequestered Brother Thomas and Ercole.
Gemma, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
The light of the PanCreator rests upon you. You must tell me of the exploits that have occurred since we last met.
I told you she was traveling from one glory to the next.
Well, just for Brother Thomas's eyes, Gemma has like interesting pattern. She got struck by lightning 4 times, so has
Like-
And
interesting.
like neck tats up
Like
to.
no,
Oh.
but like it screws
Not
with your
where I
blood
thought she was
vessels, so it's
going.
kind of like these branching, scarring patterns that
Yeah.
start at her neck and go down. So she's seen some mileage.
She's seen some
It's
mileage.
good to see you. I'm glad to see
Campaign
you
put a
well.
lot of miles on
Um,
that battle
The
order.
light of the PanCreator shines on both of you as well. The reason I wanted to chat with you is we are going in to dispel darkness, but I am afraid that 3 of our party members are touched by darkness, and wondering if either of you know anything about exorcism or dispelling of darkness or demons, because I really don't want that to turn around and bite us.
The thorn of evil is sunk deep into the heart of the one that you call captain. No hand but her own will draw that free. As for the other 2, I sense a great nimbus of light around the one you call Perpetua. That battle is not yet decided. I do not feel that battle is imminent.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's opinion because I don't really want to go in and fight something and have half of our party turn on us. And in the process, I will share, the feathers that have come off of Perpetua, the feathers and the darkness in the hall with Jexa, the fears about Ashkagael. I have no idea what's going on with Calypso. You have not told Gemma.
No one's told any Calypso's
Calypso
been
hasn't
like.
said a dang thing to anybody about anything.
That's right.
But I will share how she walked
Not
away
even
from the
Gregor.
dragon fight unscathed, though she was in the blast radius. To put that on their radar.
Keen eye, you. Keen eye.
We could definitely keep an eye on them as we go in, but I will defer to Ericle's judgment on those who.
I do not sense any physical threat from either of the three. Should the darkness claim them during this, swiftly will their heads be parted from
I
their
mean,
shoulders.
that's the problem. Trying to keep them alive.
But it is no mystery as to why, as you walk down the path that you do, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. It is clear why they do not speak to you of these things. Humanity ever weeps in the presence of their God, but not in the presence of their fellows. To admit what is going on is to admit weakness. That is not a trait often found within our species.
I understand, but were you as strong and as rooted as you are at the age of 16? 17? Trying to make a point. I hear what you are saying. I do not believe that the PanCreator would wish to see any light extinguished, and so my hope is to return those to the light rather than snuff it out altogether.
Only should those who ride with them attempt to stop us, you will have to make that decision. It may be in your hands whether the light of Beatrice is subsumed in the darkness of your foes, or whether you free the spirits of your friends before the darkness claims them. But I will leave that choice in your hands and abide by your wishes.
Okay, cool. Gemma's gonna take the rest of the time and just meditate. And, think about that, because she doesn't like that answer.
Val and Calypso, as you guys kind of sit, I assume, with some bottle of homemade hooch between the two of you.
Probably.
Sounds
What
like
is the
something we
conversation
do.
going on here? Val did rescue Gregor.
So,
And
when her head blew up, was it like a firework? Was it more like Gregor's cooking breakfast, when he tries to make sausage?
More like Gregor's cooking, honestly. It was a little goopy.
I never liked her.
I don't even know who she was. She just, stole Gregor, so that's not okay.
I know.
It's
Like,
not okay.
for real.
I feel like people should stop stealing Gregor because,
Right?
he's got a you and he has me and I'm like his sister
Right?
and we're like,
Like,
He-
they
borderline
realize they're gonna
sociopathic?
they're gonna get two of us coming after them, right?
Right!
Gregor is sort of the ur-text of Doozles in Distress, so
Princess Peach, we're here.
that's right. I'm sorry, your Gregor is in another castle.
They need to get the memo. Stop messing with him.
Right. But I'm glad you guys are okay.
Relatively speaking.
I mean, aside from the poisoning and
Aside from that, we have a new stealth glider, so that's kind of cool.
yeah, that is. I'm not letting that stay here by itself. It's
No. No, make Gregor fly it. Wake him up. That'll go well.
I don't know if he. How far away are the handles from each other?
The handles?
Like flying.
The thrust.
Oh, it's just one.
Pilot experience.
It's just.
Oh yeah, because Calypso was teaching her how to fly. I asked because I wanted to know how far Frank's tentacles could go.
Frank, fly the stealth glider.
Frank needs a character sheet.
I know, Father Bell. I know. All right, Perpetua, what'd you get?
You didn't finish. You said wits and survival, and then remember, and then we sidetracked.
Oh, sorry. Remember that it's favorable for you because of your think machine.
Okay, that's super great because my first roll wasn't good.
Already had one of those.
It was not a mishap, but it wasn't good. I have succeeded with a 10.
Okay, how much do you want to spend on trying to analyze the Order of St. Paulus original records of their expedition to Hadrian's Wall?
I will spend 8.
Awesome.
Okay. There is a lot of garbage data in this file. They did like multiple different spectral analyses, so you basically have to like weed through all of the noise, all of the shadows and the echoes, and eventually you find the spot in the wall where the temple is, where the temple was built. You do see the strange anomaly that Jexa and Gemma and Calypso kind of told you about. To the Order of St. Paulus, it was really more of a, listen, weird things come up all the time on terraformed planets, and the church said that they knew what was going on there and that the Order was not allowed inside what seems to be kind of a massive vertical tunnel that starts about 100 meters from the top of Hadrian's Wall and descends nearly 400 meters into the, into not just into the plateau, but down deeper than kind of the bedrock of the rest of the area. With an 8, you can see that the Order's records do show several large fissures which may be able to get you into the temple structure proper. These are very old maps. They are also not fissures that are much larger than, well, let's just put it this way. There are a couple of places in the fissure where even you're like, I'm not sure that a Gemma in full armor will make her way into it. So we're not, like, the ship, the Oh Boi's not going to make it in there. The stealth flitter is not going to make it in there. The personal shuttle, like, if you take this route, we are on foot going in.
Can I change? I had forgotten our purpose at Hadrian's Wall. I actually would prefer to spend the time talking to Lucia about that power source.
Sure.
And what she thinks of it, and if there is a way to harness it, and like kind of explain to her about the orbs and like what's going on. And so yeah, somehow we gotta get it so that we can eventually end up reigniting a star.
So as you're talking to Lucia, she has raided Gregor's room, and there are a ton of guns and knives on the table, and she is field stripping and reassembling them as you're talking to her. She's not looking. She's doing it all by muscle memory.
Is there anything that looks fun?
Did she get her hands on the bouquet of knives?
No,
Okay.
that's special, and she knows to leave that.
Did she find anything fun?
You think that is what Falcosis his family has been protecting? That it is an energy source to
Well, yeah. Have you seen it?
3 or 4 times. It's odd,
Yeah.
but this universe is filled with oddities.
Yeah.
Urtek, the Ananuki, jump gates, the stranger things that your guild has been involved in. Believe me, I've smuggled enough of it to know that you don't always follow the rules. Why do you think that this has anything to do?
Well, because it's another. Because so Lemminkainen is one of the planets that Beatrice went to, and I mean you found her shrine over like on your villa, and then there's this temple, and so like there's something about this temple and this thing that has to do with Beatrice, and when we discovered that like Lemminkainen is affiliated with power, it makes sense that that would be a power source.
That's true, it does. Listen, like, I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't fascinating, and I'm sure if Greggy is involved that he would probably be even more familiar with this. But the member of my family that you wish to speak with concerning the energy source is Falcosis. His family for 6 generations has studied it to the best of their ability.
You've never seen anything of his, like, any of his research on it?
My dear, his family is a family of artists and priests. Research doesn't really...
They don't keep notes? Don't they know it's not science if they don't take notes?
You're talking like an engineer.
Yes.
You need to be thinking like a priest.
Ew.
Their job is to take care of it. That is the duty that was laid upon the family. They don't do anything but keep.
They don't do
secret.
anything with it? They don't, like, study it?
Again, dear, you are thinking like an engineer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about priests.
Really useful right now.
They embrace the mystery of things. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
If Falcosis knows about it, when I married him, it took years before he was willing to even speak of this. This is a secret that the Van Dorm family has carried for centuries. He may have suspicions, but I love him, and I would never ask him to choose between me and the calling that his family has dedicated itself to. I run the estates, and I make sure that he has what he needs.
Has it ever bothered you that Falcosis follows the Lady of Light, and that's what your name means?
Not at all. That's why she appeals to me. Half convinced that that and my personality were the first 2 things that drew Falcosis to me.
I mean, I do want to be you when I grow up.
Don't be me. Be you. That's why the PanCreator put you here. Besides, there's already another me. She'll be my daughter-in-law.
That's true.
It's funny how that worked out.
You're going to be my grandma. I'm Calypso's daughter.
My face is so hot.
Grandma Lucia.
I'm going to need you to be a little bit clearer of that one here.
So Jackson just finally put all those cock pieces together. I do.
This is my weird point. She is that.
So Jackson will explain how that all works. This is my dad, Braxton Mendez, and she left.
I understand how that all works.
I get that, but like,
This is where babies come from.
she left me with my dad, but she is my mom, and if she becomes your daughter-in-law, that means you're going to be like...
Oh, grandmother, that is. A more insecure woman might call her a glitch for making me a grandmother so young, but I could do worse. So could you. Mars is
Fine.
a special woman.
Do you
Good stuff.
prefer Lucia? Or do you prefer like
Grammy.
Nana?
Nona.
Oma? Nuna?
Grammy.
I mean,
When she snaps the revolver closed,
that's when Jackson's like, I'm so sorry. It was a joke. It went too far.
Lucia is fine.
Lucia is great.
In fact, let's go talk with
Mm-hmm.
Calypso.
No!
Alright, so at this point, you guys all come back together.
How does that bus feel?
Her ears are so hot.
So, you and I will have to have a long discussion about the fact that I'm apparently going to be a grandmother, but I think rescuing Falcosis is more important. Do we have a way in? Because as much as I would like to ram this into the Count, he does have more people than we do.
Yes. Well, Perpetua.
Yeah, so did you say something about Urkel was going to get them in, or Francisco was going to get them in?
He was going to try to.
Oh.
That's a try.
Is he around? Can we, what was his plan?
Can we power up?
You don't know, you'll have to give him a call.
Oh.
How many hours do we have left?
Well, you
All
have
right.
10 before the 8-hour respite, so we're going to assume that all of this discussion happens during the respite, so you will have 2 hours before House Hopwood bombs this place to the Stone Age, unless, of course, you can
Stop it.
stop it.
We should stop it.
That is the plan.
Well, how are they bombing?
From the air.
No.
Like way high up in the air.
Well,
And this takes place on a planet, so gravity actually would affect the bombs.
we have 2 ships. I'm not saying like we're gonna be able to like, but it's Hawk. Wait, I forget. How are
Hawkwood
we
is
on
good.
Hawkwood? Okay.
We're tight.
Hawkwood is like, okay, I guess.
Hawkwood is delightful.
Well, no. So
Sure.
That's because you have a
If-
boyfriend.
well,
I'll
no.
That's
Yeah,
true,
you have
that's
2
true.
Hawkwood boyfriends.
This is a good thing though, because
Jackson has 3 boyfriends. It's fine.
if House Hawkwood's the one who's going to be bombing,
Yes.
couldn't we attempt to utilize Jaxa's network and
All of my network is on Byzantium Secundus.
okay, so
You're-
One of them
you're
is in
inland.
Inquisitor custody. The one she actually kissed is being held by the Inquisition.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Did I not kiss Lorenzo?
I don't think it did.
But I macked on Samuel.
Okay, so
So we are saying we don't have a way in. That is what I'm hearing.
Perpetua, were you able to find
I-
anything?
I have a way that will work for at least some of us. I have concerns about Gregor and Gemma.
I'll be fine. Where are we going?
I think we're leaving
Well,
Gregor on the ship.
you might be in well TBD stealth ship or oh boy that is currently what the painted lady,
The plucky lady.
the plucky lady.
So you have a plan
that's
then?
right. I have 12% of a plan. I have
It's more than we usually have.
I have a way in. I don't know where it will take us, and I don't know anything about what's inside.
So that's what we usually have.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Which means it'll probably
So-
be okay.
Why is Hawkwood bombing?
That is a very strange attitude for someone who recently got her leg burned off.
Have him get put in
Yeah, but I'm
arrest
still
here.
alive.
But then,
So
And Francisco is representing Hawkwood, so if we can prove to Francisco that we have taken care of Orlitan and protected the
and Grandpa is in there.
Yes.
That's our concern.
yes,
we need to get Grandpa out.
Yeah.
Gramps.
It's not my
Grampy is in
Grampy?
there. Grampy's in there.
Paw Paw.
Just like, right. Happy.
Uh-huh.
Opa.
This is what we developed too. So what are you thinking to get in, and why are you concerned about Gregor not getting in?
It's gonna be real narrow and
Tight
small.
quarters.
Can't grease you up, slide you through.
I mean, we can try.
I personally feel that we need somebody on the ship. One, we need somebody to protect the ship from Orlitan, and
Is that
two,
Frank's job?
I can
we
take
have
the
2
ship
ships
up.
now.
I'll slave the other one to the Oh Boii. We'll go flying up. Stay off the ground.
Wait, you can strap the other one to this one?
No, I can get the computers to talk to each other.
Low power tow mode.
So the Oh Boii will be out of range, which is good.
Yeah, let's not have the sex, totally.
But if we have little fissures that take us in, are those the only other ways? It's like the main entrance or these little fissures? There's no like secondary option?
Not that Perpetua was able to discover.
Okay.
Do we want to call Francisco?
Maybe, and then see if there's like a way that we can have another way, because I would like Gemma with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
She
we
might
can sit
also
on the ship
fit.
if you want.
That is true. She might also
We
fit.
don't
It's
know
just
if
a
she
concern.
won't fit.
Call me fat.
Nope.
The real concern that I have is if we have a Winnie the Pooh situation where she gets stuck, how are we gonna get her out?
Grenades, right? We just blast the rock
Lily,
around
you
her.
can have a weird point for that, because that was spectacular.
I wouldn't fold myself.
I mean, I do have grenades if we need to open the fissure wider.
Right?
You could theoretically widen it if it looks like it's too
Before.
narrow.
I was
You
gonna
know?
say, why are you shoving me in?
Like I still have explosives.
We
if
need
we
a lightning
to
bolt
make-
didn't do anything. These are fine.
If we need to make a bigger hole, I can make a bigger hole.
How far are the fissures from where they are? Because if we start blowing things up, they're gonna notice.
If you guys can get to the fissures, it'll be about a 15-minute hike, and then
Well, what if we use that stealth glider to cause a distraction on the main entrance? You know,
It is
appear,
true, Rug.
shoot,
It is
disappear.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew
Pew, pew, pew.
Thank you for the visual. Who are we gonna have fly the stealth glider?
Frank.
How far?
Can Frank fly a stealth glider?
I mean,
Frank cannot fly a ship.
Dang it! Okay, well, it
I'm
would.
going to make a canon statement
Ah!
no.
that your genetically mismatched octopuppy, while
He could fly a ship once.
yeah, he would definitely.
Right.
He would,
anything.
he
I
would
didn't
find
do
the
anything.
I just
ground.
know Octopuppy was the like.
Okay, well here, so if Gregor can link the 2 ships computer-wise, and if he's gonna create a diversion, he can be in the stealth ship, move the Oh Boii maybe into the stratosphere or above a cloud or something, and then once he's done the diversion, provided he's safe and stealth, he could get back to the Oh Boii and then have the other ship just
Oh,
kind of
wait.
ready.
Is Lucia a pilot?
Lucia is a pilot.
So could we put like Lucia?
Ooh,
in the
Lucia
stealth
could be in the
fighter?
stealth ship.
And Greggy in the ship, since Greggy's still, you know.
Greggy's still messed up.
He does not like the fact that all of you are referring
I mean-
to him as Greggy. He keeps,
Jexa is
he
not.
I
keeps
would not-
glaring at
Maddie
Lucia.
Is calling him Greggy.
Oh, I've always called him
Gemma
Greg.
would-
He doesn't like it either.
I would
Greggy.
not actually.
No.
Not sold.
It's okay.
I mean, I feel better about that. I feel
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
about her chances.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Lucia, make diversion. We go in through fissures, and we're trying to get
Try not to
Falcosis
get
out, right? That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gramps is gonna come out.
Jax is gonna refer to him as Valkos because it's Lucia and Valkos, and you know Gregor and Calypso. There is no like Mumsy and Pop Pop and like.
I'm just using every grandfather word I can use now for fun.
So we have a plan.
Okay, so we know how to get in. How are we gonna get back out?
Back through the
Well,
fissures.
we could just throw some grenades.
I can make one really big explosion
If
and
we know
maybe
it's an
collapse a
exterior
tunnel
wall.
behind us.
How does that help us get out?
If we're like collapse it behind us as we're
Okay,
leaving.
I got you.
Yeah. If we go back up through the fissures, I can blow up whatever's below us.
We're just gonna get blown up. Just
Theoretically.
making peace with it now.
I mean,
I have
grenades are
made my
Val's
peace with my
solution to everything.
You want to become a saint, don't you? Grenades is one step.
I think I'm a few miracles short.
Well, it's time to start those miracles.
Oh, miracle talk makes
All
me
right.
comfortable.
You've succeeded all the miracles.
So, you're putting Lucia in the stealth ship. She's going to create a diversion for you. Gregor is going to take the Oh Boii away.
Now, the biggest question, do we want the diversion as we're going in or when we leave?
Possibly. I think when we leave, because it's gonna be harder to climb back up those
Yeah.
things.
All right.
Other question, or other statement. We need to make sure whatever destruction we do does not damage the power source.
Right, well, the power source is deeper.
Right, just if we get.
I mean, she could do a couple pew pews.
Oh, I was talking more about valves, like let's blow some tunnels.
Right.
That's more the. just
Yeah, we
putting
would
it
have
out
to
there
we would
or
have to
something.
blow them carefully far away from the power source.
Great.
Not like collapse the whole thing.
Just want it said now.
Yeah, no.
Before we're in there and we. Nuke a planet.
Before we just throw explosives all willy-nilly like I usually do.
You know, maybe put a pause on that this time.
All right. So,
Blow things up.
Next time.
Lucia and Gregor are out. You've got Ercol with you, and you've got Brother Thomas.
Do we have any philosophia?
You have not heard from Philosophia
Do
yet.
you have any rope on the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, can we get some climbing gear?
Sure.
I just
Okay.
want to make an
Also,
assist. for
I
the
just
way
want
back out.
everybody to know, since I read the book finally, I also have a hollow camo tarp, which basically is a Harry Potter blanket. So, just wanted everybody to know that that is a
Great.
thing that she has and might be incredibly useful for Val one day.
You know,
I'm giving
I
you
might-
another weird point
I
for
might
having
have
read the
to,
book.
Yay!
I'm
I might
handing
have to
out
borrow
weird
that from
points.
you sometime.
I'm filling your coffers.
Thank you. Yay!
All right. So,
Climbing gear and go.
climbing gear. All right. So Perpetua leads you onto the top, along the top of Hadrian's Wall, and as you guys kind of head towards the center of the plateau, everything is this. Again, it's in the Blood Desert. There's a reason that it's called this. All of the sand here is sanguine, like in color, and it crunches like crystals beneath your feet. And there are other tracks on top of the wall.
What kind of tracks?
Well, I'm not sure how much you remember of that first time that we came here, but do you remember how Francesco let you know that there are rumors of
Other-
strange creatures out here? None of these look human.
Okay.
Can I try to figure out how old they are?
Sure, give me a perception plus survival test.
Oh, fantastic. Wait, where's my perception? Okay. No. Just no. I got a 19, so no.
They're either minutes ahead of you, or they've been here decades.
Well,
It's definitely somewhere in that range.
these are either really fresh or really old.
Is it windy?
No, there is nothing disturbs the top of Hadrian's Wall. If you remember, it's so large that it actually creates weather patterns around it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But about 15 minutes, Perpetua gets you to what her guess is, with her 8 that she spent, the best fissure to kind of get into this place.
Before we get in, are we going to talk to Francisco
Oh,
and tell him what we're doing?
yeah. Sorry, got sidetracked. Do you want to or do you want me to?
I mean, you can.
Okay. I will come Francisco.
Okay?
Figure out where he is.
It goes straight to
Voicemail.
a message that you can leave him.
Beep. Was that the
Paperwork
Was that the beep? Okay, I think that was the beep. This is Gemma.
Beep!
to get in via fissures. Do not know how successful we will be. We think we have an exit strategy. Any intel you could provide would be great, thanks.
Okay. So this fissure, you can kind of see it. There is definitely some sort of gas escaping from the fissure, and it does not smell great. Everything here kind of has that very, well, let's just call it a guano-y scent.
Iguana?
Guano-y.
Guano, but
Oh, like a lizard?
no, not
Guano is bat poo.
Bat poop.
Bat poop.
guano, not
Oh.
iguana.
I'm gonna like wrap a
Guano.
handkerchief around my face in case it's mildly toxic.
All right. So this is where we descend to the wall. You bring us to the most interesting places. All right. So as you go to descend, what I need from everyone is a strength
Okay,
Oh, it's gonna
Okay.
be strength.
plus vigor.
okay.
You have enough climbing gear that 3 people can make this favorable.
I have very low on both of that, so I'm calling
Jim's
one
on
for me
one.
now.
I succeeded without. I rolled before I let you finish, so I accepted the consequence, which
That
is
it
okay.
sticks.
Yeah. It's a 9, which I win.
Yeah, that's so. This is a hard task, so you need to spend 4 VP.
Okay, so I will spend the 4 and then I drop down to 5, right?
I mean, I'll make it favorable.
I rolled a 7, so I'll spend a 4.
Okay.
Do you want it to be favorable?
Probably should.
Yeah, go for it.
I also
So,
search.
roll 2, right?
Drop some VP into that. All right.
Well, that doesn't help me.
Oh
I rolled
no.
the same number
No.
twice.
Oh no.
And they were both 18s. I did not succeed.
Excellent.
I'm gonna search.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got you covered.
But he
Um,
is in climbing gear, so in theory I can just. In theory, strength figure that is 15, so I need to spend 4,
No.
16.
I adore you, chat. Just gonna toss that out there. Is your secret back entrance gassy?
Just
Try
use Tums.
gas expedition to help resolve the issues. Maybe the group could just use some Tums. Everybody made it except for
Brother Thomas.
Brother Thomas.
And made it.
And I want to use some of my VTP.
To turn into a weird point. You got it. Oh, and you get a weird point for making the connection of Lucia being grandma.
You're just handing them out tonight. It's 'cause you
If
have the cool
I spend
tokens.
more than 4,
Mm-hmm.
can I help out Brother Thomas?
If you spend another 6,
I spend 10?
if you spend 10 total, you will be able to help Brother Thomas, but not before he kind of hits like a large chunk of this wall that is covered in sort of this white and gray speckled, the word I want to use, stuff,
Oh my gosh.
Mushrooms?
and you are coated, like the front half of your body is coated in
Always with my face.
guano.
It is
What do you
always.
have
I didn't say your face, I just said the front of you. It's not
As he was
just your
like,
face.
the front of you.
Yeah.
Like a delicate species face, JM.
He's jealous.
That face.
I know. You
Um,
want it.
All right, so you guys managed to descend down several shelves, and it is not as bad as you had initially thought, Perpetua. Things have shifted.
This is like if I got Winnie the Pooh holding, Pooh Man. That'd be pretty great.
Winnie the Pooh.
The
Sorry.
circle is complete. I totally lost where I was. You can also see that there are several places as you get deeper into the complex where you can actually see, or deeper into the wall where you can actually see some of the tunnels show signs of not recent habitation, but you can see that there are small fusion cell lights that have been bolted onto the walls in this area that kind of flicker hazily as you approach, as if trying to remember what their purpose was. But you're no longer.
There's lights in the fissure?
No, as you come down the fissure, there's
Oh,
now
okay.
tunnels, and you're heading
Okay.
towards the temple. Now, as you guys get closer, that smell becomes overpowering. You're not sure whether it's just all of this stuff on the wall, Brother Thomas, a combination of the two things, but you start to hear the sounds of a fight coming up from both the tunnel and as you're still several galleries up from where the temple is in truth. But the sounds of slug weapons going off, the high-pitched discharge of blaster fire, they're coming at you from multiple angles. They're like rising up out of the floor. They're coming through small cracks in the wall. It's hard to get a bead on exactly where they're coming from because of the nature of the caverns. It's just reflecting the sound in weird ways.
I would like to turn on my e-shield.
Me too.
Do I have to turn my sword on?
Did I get a shield? I think I did. Yeah.
The vibro
Had those
enhancement,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to spend an action to turn it on.
And so you got one, Perpetua got one,
Okay,
and I got
I
one.
assume that was not
And you already-
you already
not
got it.
Francesco's
Yeah.
message, but turning on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the two
Love
of
the
you, your
shields.
e-shields come on.
Four of us.
The four of you.
Yep.
I don't know. Seems like people are paranoid of what's going to happen.
Weird, right?
And you guys come around to this upper shelf that overlooks a large tunnel that is kind of heading out on not a 45-degree angle, but kind of a steep decline. And you know that it is now coming toward. That's the last tunnel before you would actually hit kind of that main. That strange vertical tunnel, which you guys know how to get to the temple from there. But you can see there are a half dozen people in. They look like they're actually in like clean room suits that are very dirty. There's a lot of them are stained in the same weird, like gray speckled smear that. Brother Thomas is in. I'm going to keep referring to. It's, no.
Just in this kind of area.
No, it's definitely not. It's not in your hair.
It's not in your hair.
Thank
You're welcome.
Creator for that.
Let it never be said that I am not
Thank the
generous
Creator.
on this side of the screen. But you can see there's also there's a smell of charred meat in the air, and you can see that there are several of these bodies that have they're still smoldering, and the six are kind of standing in a back to back in a circle, and they're definitely looking up at the ceiling. And as you watch, this massive reptilian creature with a 15-foot wingspan kind of swoops down off of the ceiling, stops in front of them with a massive beat of its wings, and vomits up this liquid, and it catches three of them, and they ignite instantly, and they start screaming like little human torches running through the cavern. You can see wherever they touch the patches of guano, they ignite and just ripple. So you are now looking down onto basically a small
exciting.
tunnel of inferno. And
Which level is this? Third level of the Inferno?
no, you guys are past the inferno. Technically, you're on the way up the mountain. But that's Jan based this whole campaign off of Dante. Maybe. So what do you guys do? This creature, and you can see about four more drop from the ceiling and grab the burning.
Wait, four more of the same creature?
Yep. And they sort of whatever they vomited up, they grab on to the flailing arms, and you can just see they kind of slough off, and the creatures toss them up into the air and slurp them down.
Can we not go that way?
No, that's the way we have to go.
through there.
Must, like, well, like,
Are you gonna just let these people die?
I don't. These people I don't care about.
There's no other way through than just right through the middle of it, is there?
There is not. You could go all the way back up. It would probably take you about a half hour
We don't have time
more
for
to
that.
get back out.
Okay. Let's
I'll draw my gun.
shoot him.
All right?
I'll grab my storm rifle that I just got.
You did.
Yep,
It's a great gun.
it's a great gun. I love this gun.
In case you want to know about all of the details of this this game, feel free to go to the Ulysses International store and purchase your very own copy of the Fading Suns rulebook, which, as Lee will give us an advertisement for at the end, is just chock filled with. I'm just kidding. They would not put you on the spot like
Camo tarps.
that.
Camo tarps.
Camo
Hey,
tarps.
can we use the camo tarp?
Get one of us
What?
across.
Oh,
Just make a sprint.
I need to know who's going first.
I'm gonna
So what
not
is-
because I'm gonna really
what
strongly
is the
think
lay
about
of the
camo
room
tarp.
again?
So you've got about a 12-foot drop to the actual floor of the tunnel. The tunnel is canted, heading down towards the temple, and there are three more remaining of these. And you know what these are like church archaeologists that have been sent in to kind of uncover more of the temple and then preserve what they find. Those three take shots at one of the flying reptilian creatures. Oh. And they put several holes in its wings, and it kind of canters off to the left, slams into the wall, and leaves a bloody smear on the side of the tunnel, which you can see clearly from all of the burning guano and people.
Alright, but there's none on the ground right now. They're all airborne.
The four are airborne. Yeah.
Oh, I can drop them for you if you want.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's shoot them. See if they drop down.
Okay. I will wait to see if the group can shoot some down.
I'll go first and shoot.
Go for it, Val.
Where are the guns already?
Hang on, since I'm spending a VP to go. Oh, they aren't wearing armor, are they?
They have rocky-like hides.
Does that count as armor? Okay.
It gives them
well,
body resistance.
If I can, I would like to ignore 2 ranks of their body resistance with sharpshooter or
You can
marksman.
definitely do that.
Okay, if I hit it.
If you
I'm
hit
gonna
'em.
Try to hit it. Oh, that's a 7. Then yes, I hit it. I rolled a 7.
Okay. How much are you spending to overcome their body resistance? You don't know what it is currently. You know you're going to overcome 2 of it.
I automatically overcome 2 of it. So I'll spend another. That's what I got. 4.
So 6.
Yeah.
I'll spend 3 to up it to 9. Or sorry, no, I'll spend 3.
Okay. Do I know what that gets it to? Does it get it to a 6 or
It gets it to. So you wait. So you. I'm sorry. What was your total?
6?
6. All right. Then you hit.
Okay, then I hit and I do 6 damage.
Okay. It is still airborne, but it now knows you're there. It kind of spins around and hovers and hisses. You can see that it's got a very thick, almost serpent-like head that ends in a no eyes whatsoever. 2 large nostrils that go all the way up from the front of its skull all the way about to mid-back down its neck that are flaring, and it's got a jaw that kind of bisects the head of this thing is about as thick around as Jexa's shoulders, and the mouth goes back about as long as your leg.
Right. Is there anything I can kind of duck back behind in this tunnel so I'm not.
You can duck back behind any of these people.
Okay. I'll just step back a little since I'm out of actions.
Who's going next?
Jexa.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
How much space do we occupy?
Like
This is
just
for
you
camera.
personally?
Yeah. How much space?
About a calypso-sized space?
Yeah. What size is that?
5. Humans are size 5.
Okay.
Oh,
What
wow.
about when the book says meters?
How
So
many meters?
the The camo tarp occupies a 2 meter by 2 meter area.
So that's
So-
that's roughly 6 foot by 6 foot.
So about a gemma by a gemma.
So I could have 2 gemmas under this tarp.
You could have 2 normal people or 1 Gemma walking
Okay.
around like a crappy ghost costume on Halloween, except no one would see her except her eyes.
And that makes her a good ghost.
That does make her a good ghost. All right, go for it.
How many meters away are we?
You are 4 meters from the ground,
Uh-huh.
and you are about 12 meters from the flying creatures.
Alright, so I will move forward so that I am within the 10 meter range.
Okay.
And shoot my womp gun
Okay.
at the
One
whichever
that-
one is close, which I'm assuming is the one that
Mhm.
I'll hit.
Go for it.
Alright, I always can totally remember this. 8 plus 7 plus 1 is 16. I'm still gonna dump some PP into that to get it to 19. And oh, that's good, I got an 18!
Oh! Then you dump some VP.
Yeah, so body resistance of 4. Okay, I'll do 4.
Okay. I'll bleed off some of that. I'll up it by 3.
So a total of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will spend 10 to increase my damage by 5 and make it a total of 10 damage.
All right. So the second of the 5 drops. What does it look like?
Yeah, so I just move forward a little, hold it up, shoot it, and you can almost see the air distort as it almost bubbles out and like hits it, shoves it up into the tunnel ceiling, and then it drops to the floor.
All right.
And then I'm gonna move to the side so that who else has a gun? Brother Thomas can shoot.
All right.
Alrighty.
Ergol just kind of looks to you and says, "Ever do the creatures and servants of the enemy fly away from the blades of the righteous."
It's true.
I will take aim at the damaged one and
So is this your special revolver, your premium, like the one that you have? Okay.
the longsword model.
If you roll a 20, by the way, that is the worst possible roll in this game,
Oh man, I should not roll this dice.
and your gun explodes,
I missed it by 1.
taking your hand. And you got a 19.
It was my goal is 16 and I hit 17.
Did you include your +1 from
I did.
your premium?
I did.
So next time, surge and use VP to pop that.
I mean, 16 is a really good
It,
chance.
oh,
yeah.
that's what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right, you draw a bead, and as you fire, the creature just seems to kind of sense it and drops down about 2 meters to flare its wings. And you can see now that it's like kind of spread out, if you will, before you. That you can see this glow starting deep in its belly and working its way up.
Oh, great. And we've already established that the guano is very flammable.
Extremely.
however, you did get it to drop, and so by 2 meters, so maybe Gemma and Urkel can hit it.
Is it close enough to the ground?
It is close enough to the ground.
All right, Gemma.
I will attempt slice and dice.
All right. So this will be a difficult roll as you are jumping off to the ground, but I will do all.
Point to make it favorable. Okay.
Right. Do not forget that weird points, while you keep them personally, they are a communal.
It's a 12.
You got a 12? All right. How much? So it's 2 base just to do the maneuver, to jump off without injuring yourself. How much do you want to spend? You know its body resistance is 4.
I'll spend 6.
Okay, so a total of 8. All right, so you went to 6. You're gonna kill it. I know you're gonna kill it. I'm gonna spend 2 to up its resistance. It tries to like zip out of the way. Okay. Go for it.
It's a total of 8.
How much? 8 damage? Do you want to increase it at all?
Yeah, it's 2 to 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's 10.
All right. What's it look like?
As it goes, like as it's lighting up to spew, I just split it down the middle. So
Alright.
it just kind of
There's like you have landed now amidst the flames, kind of in one of the clear patches. So everything is lit with this fiery glow. As you kind of cleave this thing in two, its guts hit kind of before the rest of its body does. The creature's blood is also flammable, and as soon as it kind of the flames catch, the corpse goes up in this little bonfire. Who's going next?
Scientists will go, it's a saint.
You've got Perpetua, Calypso, and Aircool.
Yeah, Calypso goes so she can knock one down for
I'm gonna shoot because
Yeah, you are.
I can't use my camo tarp.
Not yet. I promise you that
You'll
there.
find a way.
Listen, you just discovered you had a camo tarp tonight.
Yeah.
No,
That's not
when
mine.
we're trying to get out of here, that'd be really helpful to put Falcosis under.
I'd be not wrong. Anyway, so I'm gonna spend 1 VP. I have 4 right now. I'm gonna drop down to 3 to use my marksmanship. And I'm going to take... Have these guys been relatively hard? I haven't seemed hard. Okay. I'm gonna take the one for I gained the +2 to shoot skills.
Okay.
And because I am 2-gun fighting, I go with both, and I'm ambidextrous, so I take no penalties.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna roll those at
Do
the
you
same
want
time.
to spend any VP to up any of your target numbers?
Oh, you have to do that ahead of time, right?
Yes.
So I'm going. Question:
Yes.
I have a rifle, a revolver, and a Martech Amber.
Yep.
The book, as far as I read, doesn't delineate 2-gun fighting with a rifle.
No.
So I could one a rifle.
No. So
No.
rifles are two-handed.
Gotcha. Okay. So Amber and revolver. Okay. So I asked that question to know this answer. So then yeah, I would spend 2 more.
So for your Martech,
To go up
it's
to
going to be, what, 7? Where's your shoot? Plus 7, so 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to increase that?
Well, I already did.
Oh, by
Just-
2, so 17.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other one
It's
is
16.
Is 16. Do you want to increase any of them?
No.
Go for it.
Which one's which?
The 16 is the.
Right,
No, but which die is which?
is which?
Oh shoot. We'll say the fancy one's the revolver. This is the
Okay,
fancy
so
one.
16, 17.
Here's it. Here's Becca. Top.
11 and 15. So they both succeed.
Okay.
So do I bank the remain of
You would
that?
bank the remainder, but you have to spend each.
Yeah.
You got to spend to hit each. So it's
Yeah.
4 base of 4 to hit each.
I'm never good at this combat.
Okay.
Help me!
Yep,
I want
yep.
a
You
math.
Okay, this is how many you currently have.
Jiminy Christmas.
So for each, you're gonna have to do
Take
4
out-
each.
yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah, she does 4 each.
I'm
Are you
dyslexic.
increasing?
I'm
All?
increasing it to 8 each.
So an additional 4 to
Yep.
each. All right.
I can do it, I should say. Calypso can do it. There we go.
Calypso can do it. What is that? All right. That's how many you have left. 14.
14.
Do you want to spend any to increase your damage?
Sure. I'll bump that up by 2 to an 8.
Okay.
And that up by 4 to another 8 for 16 damage.
Okay.
Okay, what does it look like?
Well, since it's not with the rifle,
Yeah. You don't knock it to the ground for air coal. You just kill it.
yeah, so she just boom boom, just kind of just a classic shoot. What's our layout?
So you're on a ledge that overlooks this tunnel.
Uh-huh.
It is on fire.
Uh-huh.
Gemma and 3 of these church officials are kind of down there.
Okay. Because I wanted to make sure if I needed to like hide, because I have a movement.
There's only one creature left.
Left,
only
yeah,
one
I'm
creature
not worried
left.
about it, that's why. Okay, so
Perpetua and
that's all.
Purple.
Just a quick boom boom.
Okay. Perpetual,
just
what are
yell,
you
"It's
doing?
dead!
Will you hand me the napkin?
Hoping very much that I don't have to shoot anything.
There's one left. Do you want to wait on it?
No, I will shoot it.
Go for it.
I will attempt to shoot it. Let's not get ambitious.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. I succeed with a 4.
Nicely
Yeah!
Are you spending 4 to overcome their body resistance?
Aw.
Yeah, I am.
All right. What's the damage on your weapon?
I don't use it very often, so I don't know. 6.
All right. So you catch this thing in the chest, but this one does not drop any lower. It was pretty high up. Who do you want to go next, Aircole or this fire bat?
Aircole.
Aircole will attempt to get down to the ground without any. Yep. So Aircole does a flip off the ledge and lands next to Gemma, sword drawn, and kind of pushes the 3 church officials so that they are between, or Gemma and he are between, like they're kind of protected between the 2 warriors of the church. The remaining bat vomits fire
Great.
on the ledge.
And we dodge. Yes.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe to roll a 20.
It's out of my box. Own the box, dang it. Oh, that doesn't help me at all. That's way higher than anything else I rolled. Hold on, let me take a look here. Oh, alright. So, it is an area of effect, which means you are all hit.
Oh, so I should have
Even
run.
though I stepped back?
He blankets the ledge with fire. So,
It's free.
who has the highest body resistance?
Definitely.
You
Gemma.
know, you and
Oh,
you and
we're not
Aircole are on
there.
the ground. 4, 4, 4, 2.
I don't even have it on my.
You don't have body
Um,
resistance written down for
You have.
What's your armor?
You have the same as I do, so you have a 4.
4?
You have the same armor I do.
Okay.
All right. So you each have to adjust your own
Body resistance.
body resistance.
Okay.
This is when you surge,
I'm gonna put mine up to 14.
and you get your 15.
All right.
You just use the VP.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if I
your surge,
have
sorry, is
I'm
12.
tossing it all in.
So you
So,
have 12, so spend it wisely to up it.
If you can spend to get your body resistance above a 13, you will take no damage from this fire attack.
I'll raise it
If you
to 4.
cannot, you will take damage and get set on fire. If you are covered in guano, you will take more damage and be on fire longer.
So we surge. If you can surge,
So
surge.
Hey,
So surge
you
to the-
failed
So
your
I
roll.
surge,
I'm
guys.
just
Very
saying.
well.
So what is
Nope,
this?
your
So I
Your
take
surge-
resistance?
no,
yeah,
your
your
Is it
surge is
1 or
12.
1 to
Yep.
1.
So it's 1
So
to
you
1.
have 18.
So your resistance
Yeah,
is 6.
and then I get
so
a
you
hit
can
of
get
10. Yeah.
So you have 18.
My resistance is.
So I
4.
did.
Sorry,
4.
4.
Yeah.
But still, you have 12 to
Yeah.
something.
I'll just. I'll bring it to 13.
All right, so you guys all spent your
Yep.
your surges. All right. Well, as it is now a new round and you handily dealt with 5 of them or 4 of them, I'm going to assume you can kill the last one before it gets to go.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot
I
it
think so.
in the face.
All right.
It's
Val
gonna
shoots
die.
its face off,
Yeah.
aided with Brother Thomas, possibly finished by the 3 of you as you all just kind of fire at once. Who in the PanCreator are you? Who in the PanCreator are you?
We're here to help.
You have to help.
That's what
We're under attack. How did you get in?
The crack.
Hazat is
How's
encircled.
Oh, Assad is involved?
Oh yeah, we stole one of their flitters.
House okay. We want to get into the temple.
And you hear one of the other guys like, it's not Hazat, it's House Malik. I swear I saw
It's
Hazat
both.
colors.
It's both. We stole a House Hazat flitter, so they're definitely involved.
So we can get out.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
believe-
just a climb up there and walk out. If you guys remember, it's multiple chambers and galleries and sheer descents.
But we're going back out the same way we came in, theoretically, right?
Theoretically,
Yeah.
unless you can blow a hole.
Unless we can get out.
Can you
the other way.
three find somewhere to hide, and we can show you the way out when we come back?
That's what this was!
Well, find a different place to hide.
Well, now this is actually an okay place to hide because they're all dead. But, so you said there's fighting. House Malik and House Azat is there. What have they done at the temple?
I don't know if they've made it into the temple. Lord Falcosis sealed it almost immediately. But
That's good.
I know that he has been in his lab. That they have been demanding that he open the gates. They're here to claim. They're here to claim the temple.
Okay. How many people are there?
Of us inside the temple?
Yes.
30?
Okay.
Well,
and
And the one guy's like, well, more like 20-ish. You can see the charred bodies kind of in here.
right. And how many of House Hazat and Al Malik?
None of them made it in that I know of.
Okay. How many of them are outside the temple?
You saw their camp. Like, their camp is
Okay.
several hundred
okay,
strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's that
They,
camp.
remember, that's
Okay.
the whole conflict, is that technically House Hawkwood is going through Imperial channels to say, these people are not supposed to be here. We have tried to get them, and so they're appealing to the Emperor. And if you know, as as Francesco said, sometimes messages get lost, and it's easier to ask for forgiveness after the fact.
Okay, so nobody's made it into the temple, and you guys got out?
There's rumors that these tunnels get out somewhere. We were trying to find our way out.
I mean, they
Listen, we love
do.
Falcosis, but
You just have to climb for it.
And there's some rope that Gemma's left behind, but I don't know.
should I take them out?
No, I think we're gonna need you on the way in.
Essentially, you can either hide here and wait for us to come back, or you can try to find your way out.
Brother Thomas, do you want to go back through the guano?
I sure can.
Do you want to lead them back out?
Yeah, I'll lead him out.
All right. Eric will kind of clasp your arm. Go with the PanCreator. If you get them to the surface, return as quickly as you can.
And the PanCreator go also with you.
And you as well.
Oh my god.
I'm not. So, all right. So you, as Brother Thomas starts to ascend back up the gallery, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you start descending down in, and the texts kind of give you directions on how to get to Falcosis' office, and it takes you about another 15 minutes. So you have about an hour before the bombs drop.
Oh, we gotta hurry.
It
And
took us an hour to get down here.
you had 2 hours left.
Yeah.
It took you 15 minutes to
Uh-huh.
get to the cracks, a half hour down,
Uh-huh.
and then 15
Okay,
minutes
so
to
it
get
was
in.
a half hour down.
Yeah.
So we have half an hour to get back to the.
You are now in the temple proper. The lights have been dimmed. Every so often, there is kind of a concussion that ripples through the temple, and little bits fall. The lights flicker, but you can see. You guys remember where the lab is, like and it's basically a giant, like I said, clean room where they are taking artifacts that they uncover, they are bringing them, they're putting them in little stasis fields, they are dealing with it. You can see several people in church garb. They are members of the Earth Orthodox. They're like Templars, basically. Like, right, a Templar knight is a knight that defends a temple. And so the two guards kind of standing outside, they both level storm rifles at you. Who are you and what are you doing here?
have come to get Falcosis out. We are servants of the light. We have his family with us. We are seeking to protect him from those that mean to harm and protect the temple as well.
They kind of look at each other. One of them
I'm
goes,
literally family. Almost.
I definitely recognize her, and points to you and her.
Probably should recognize me too. I'll, like,
Drop your cloth
Snap.
mask.
Sorry, I don't, but
you should. Falcosis will.
what do you say? And they hit a button and the door slide open. You can immediately hear, Falcosis, I am growing impatient.
Ooh, can I kill him?
He's not in here.
Do you go in?
He's being obnoxious over comms.
Well, now that you asked the question, I don't know.
I'll go in.
Choice. All right.
I mean, yeah, why not? Where else are we gonna go?
As you guys walk in, you can hear Falcosis's voice. I have nothing to say to a man who has abandoned both the light and his duties as a noble. And as you walk in, Falcosis is gathering scrolls and little votives and statuaries and icons, keeping them in the stasis field, but kind of getting them towards a crate that you recognize as a stasis crate. Basically, you can put these things in and transport it. He looks haggard. It looks like he hasn't slept. Like I said, you can definitely see where Gregor gets his features from. It looks like a less burly and kind of more refined and distinguished version of Gregor. You see what you're getting into, and the future looks pretty good. But behind him, on the view screen, is Orlitan, young, fit Orlitan, and he is sitting
gross.
and he is holding something in his hand, and like petting it, and the thing kind of is writhing up. And you recognize
Oh, it's not Frank.
it's not Frank.
Oh, thank God.
It's definitely Frank's
Octavius.
twin, Octavius.
Octopuppy?
Yeah.
Which was the name, by the way. She literally named it Octopuppy.
No, she named it
Octavius.
No,
Octavius.
Octavius!
Yeah.
Right. My bad.
And he kind of,
Well, that's the
Falcosa
gunner.
hits a button. What are you doing here?
Hey, we're here to get you out.
Yeah, bombs are dropping in
I
like
know
40
we have
minutes.
to get these out, and you can see Orlitan. Falcosa. Calypso.
Hi!
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
No!
It was. Tag was quite disappointed when he finally came back to camp. It's getting very expensive to replace his parts.
Yeah.
You should stop dropping him out of ships.
Well, you should realize that once a loser, always a loser, so.
You know, you are so right. Alestra couldn't get the job done.
No, loser.
Tag couldn't as well.
Like triple loser.
Although, it's never wise to put someone's mother in a ship that belongs to a spy. Falcosis, your wife for the temple. And Octavius is just too dumb to care who's petting him. And he's like,
It doesn't know.
Meanwhile, in the ship, Frank is like sharpening his knives. That's what the climax of this campaign will be: Frank versus Octavius.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we're all on the same page.
Frank's gonna win so hard.
Does he really have Lucia? The look on Perpetua's face does not instill hope in Falcosis.
Well, we did put her on a stealth ship, but he could be bluffing.
Well, he knows that Alestra's dead, I assume. Yes,
Well,
she is in a Hazat stealth ship, but she's probably smart enough to know that it's Hazat.
I mean,
So
we
I
did
don't-
tell her it was a Hazat
Yeah.
flitter.
wife, but I cannot let Orlitan get what is here in the temple.
Speaking of, we kind of need it.
You need what?
Good question. This is going to be a very long and complicated conversation. Do we have time for this?
Lead off by calling him Grandpa Jexa.
No, I
say, Grandpa.
don't need his brain to
Hey, Pops!
explode. Hey, Pop Pop.
There's always money in the PanCreator temple. That's for you, BC.
So that big glowing thing,
Yes?
is there any way to harness some of that power?
It is a power.
Yes. Can we take it?
It can't be removed from the temple.
Right. Is there a way to take some of it and like transfer it into another powered, battery?
Listen, it is part of a very delicate network that exists in space-time. It should not be removed. And the doors kind of open up again, and the two guards kind of walk in.
Why did they walk in?
One of them walks up to the table and goes, "It's very rude to leave someone waiting." "Oh, good. I'm back. It's very annoying that you have a mute button on that side. Anyway, you're
Can-
absolutely right, Calypso."
Can I just shoot the guard who just betrayed? Just
As you go to draw the gun, they turn their guns on you, and they both kind of reach up and they pull at something on their face, and their face, you can see they have.
I remember the face.
They have the. They are definitely of House Hazat, and they all have that lip on their foreheads. You can see kind of that in kind of black paint, that crescent with the line bisecting it. We'll be taking all of this now.
No, I don't think so.
One of them pulls up a grenade and goes to chuck it at the other side of the table. We will pick up here next week. All right, so we leave with Lucia's.
I think she's fine.
She's smart.
She is smart.
She's too smart for this. She probably.
Lucia's safety in jeopardy. Guards from House Hazat attacking the crew of the Oh Boii. Falcosis desperately attempting to keep these artifacts out of Orlitan's hand. And Brother Thomas knee-deep in guano as he leads 3 people to safety. We will be back in a week with more Fading Suns. Check out all the other great shows on the Ulisses International channel. It's getting easier and easier to say that because I say it like 2 or 3 times a week. There was a new Heretical Musings today if you want to find out more about the New Frontiers Kickstarter that will be going live at the end of the month. We'll be keeping you updated, but there's a ton of great material that is going to be released in this. We're going to get information on Barbarian Space. We're going to get information on the Battle Order. An entire source book just for Gemma. Thank you all for tuning in. If you like Ulisses, if you like their products, please follow here, subscribe, follow them on YouTube, follow them on social media. They are always putting out a ton of great information about their games. They produce, obviously we like their games because we are here twice a week running games for them. They do Torg, they do Fading Suns. They're going to be putting out the Myth board game here soon. They're going to be putting out the Myth role-playing game. You'll get to see some of those things happening here on the stream. If you like what we do, just stay tuned. We have a ton of great stories to keep telling, great games to keep showing off, great players to continue enjoying playing with. As always, thank you to our tireless producer, JD, who just does an amazing job of keeping this stream running and this hot mess afloat. If you like what we do, we're Iconic Production. You can check us out on the Iconic Production channel on Mondays and Fridays, where Becca runs a Call of Cthulhu game. Last week, Lee ran a Call of Cthulhu game. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. Give us a like, give us a follow over on YouTube and social media as well. Our tomorrow night is our 5th edition game. You can come check that out as well. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I am JM the GM. This is the crew of the Oh Boii. That is Brother Thomas. And we will see you all in 1 week. Have a good one.